So in the last video, I talked about getting the comfort foods out of your kitchen and out of your reach, right? So when we're stressed out, most of us are reaching for high sugar, high salt, high fat snack type foods, like really easy grab and go snack foods to help comfort us, right? And so a great first step is really just to not have those foods readily available. Like either get them out of your house, don't buy them again, or buy them just occasionally when you're not in a period of stress, or put them far away from you, sort of out of your quick and easy reach, and out of your sight. And I'm not saying that you not eat these foods ever again or anything like that. I'm just saying that when you're going through a stressful period of your life, to just keep those foods away from you, and replace them with healthier options, right? With more nourishing options. So that way, if you do find yourself stress eating, then you're hopefully stress eating on a bunch of blueberries, or a bunch of carrots, or some hummus and apple slices, or something like that, or some different options. But we do for sure want to try to deal with the habit of stress eating, right? Because even if you are stress eating a bunch of blueberries, it's that feeling of being out of control and like having to have some food in order to comfort ourselves. And that's it's not always the greatest feeling, right? Because you do feel kind of out of control about it. So we want to deal with the habit of stress eating, whether it's chips or blueberries, right? So we want to try to take this negative behavior and turn it into a positive behavior. So we want to replace the habit. And to do that, we basically need to distract ourselves so that we can build this new positive behavior. And so what I mean by distracting yourself is that instead of finding comfort in food, you figure out some other things that will help you feel comforted, help you to decrease your stress, that are not related to food. So this will be totally different for everyone. So maybe you have to try some different things to see what works for you. So some examples might be when you're stressed out, usually we're feeling anxious and or angry when we're stressed, or maybe even a little bit sad. And so instead of automatically reaching for food, maybe your release and the thing that brings you comfort and helps you to calm down and to de-stress is something like, doing a short meditation, or listening to your favorite podcast, or picking up the book that you're reading right now that you're really, really enjoying, and reading it for 15 minutes or something like that, or some yoga, or a walk, or playing with your dog. It really can be anything. Or like, especially during times when you're super, super frustrated, some things that I find particularly helpful in those moments, instead of reaching for the bag of tortilla chips, is to either shred paper. I will literally sit there go to my recycling bin, grab a bunch of like the newspapers or journals or whatever's in there, and I will just go to town, just stretch and just get it out. And then when I feel better and it's all shredded up, I just ball that up and stick it back into my recycling bin. Or yelling it out. Oh, I find this one really comforting. It really helps to decrease my stress levels a great deal. So if I'm at home alone, I will just and scream at the top of my lung and really dig deep, like let that yell get right down into my belly to help release all of that stress and all of that pressure. Or sometimes I've even done it in the car if I need a quiet place to do it. So, or a workout. A workout almost always makes me feel a lot better. It helps me to release some tension and some stress, and at the same time fills my body with those positive, endorphins and those good feeling hormones to help me feel better. So these are some things to think about. And when you're going through a period where you're not stressed, another great strategy to help build this new habit of, instead of grabbing food, doing something else, is to make a couple of if-then statements. So for example, and again, you're doing this when you're not stressed out. So you're basically making like an action plan. So you think to yourself, what is it that's going to help me to de-stress a bit and help me feel better? So for example, you're going to say to yourself, okay, if I am feeling really stressed and I'm coming into the kitchen and looking for something to grab, then I am going to listen to 5 of my favorite songs. And maybe you make a couple of these if-then statements. If I am feeling really anxious, then I am going to go for a walk. And then I suggest you take these if-then statements and you write them on a little card or a little piece of paper, and you stick them right on the refrigerator, right at eye level, or on the cabinet, wherever it is that you usually go to when you're searching for some kind of a comfort food. And that way, when you are feeling stress, you'll see it, and hopefully it'll kind of stop you, and you'll say, oh, right. I was going to try this other thing to see if that helped me feel better. So those are some examples of some things that you might try. So I suggest that you take a moment when you're not feeling stressed out and you think about a new habit that you can create to replace this bad habit of automatically going for food to comfort yourself, and think about what will help you to feel better. And then you write down a couple of if-then statements and post those on your refrigerator or somewhere in your kitchen where you will see them. And so I would love to see what your if-then statements look like. It would be great to share those because, we can all benefit from sort of getting some ideas from each other. So please post those, or you can take a picture of the card that you make or the piece of paper that you write it on. That would be really, really fantastic. And so I hope that's helpful, and we will continue. I have a few more tips for you guys. So the next video, we'll keep talking more about the idea of trying to distract ourselves and build some healthy, positive habits, to comfort ourselves versus going for food. So let's see those if-then statements, and have a great rest of your day, and I will see you soon. Bye.